Okay. Hello, everybody. It is me, the Bee, back in beautiful Rhode Island, aka home. I got home yesterday, and I have since been recovering with my back. I figured it would be probably in my best interest to go and walk around a little bit and, stretch out and whatnot. And I figured while I was out here, I could check in and say hello to everybody and kind of say a couple things that I've been wanting to say, because as most of you know, and if you don't know, then here it is. So I haven't really been on YouTube much for the past week, probably more than a week, actually. It's probably been more like 2 weeks, but because I have been in Texas, where I went to see my biological family, because it's always good to see them. I haven't seen them a whole lot of times, and because my mom has had a lot of health issues with some pretty serious stuff that, could unfortunately result in not so great outcomes. And I'm saying it very vaguely like that because I can't even get the words out of my mouth for what it is. You know what I mean? That almost feels like I'm accepting it, and I don't want to accept it. So I think that most of you can pick up what I'm putting down, though. So that it is what it is. But anyways, I'm back, and it's definitely a lot to process. Not just because of like the heavy circumstances, but like these aren't people that have been in my life a whole lot. My mom has been in my life more, or at least tried to be, but I was adopted, so I think she respected the fact that I had adoptive parents and didn't want to overstep. And I might do a live at some point and kind of go into it, but my only fear about it is that I don't want to reveal too much personal information about them without their permission. Because even if I don't put their names in it, I feel like maybe it's not for the internet, but it is my story, so I feel like if I want to be able to talk about it, I should. But we'll see. But my dad wasn't, let's put it this way, my biological dad wasn't available to be in my life for the first at least 14 years of it. And then he spent many years looking for me, but I ended up connecting with him when I was 19. And I met him when I was 21 or 22. And since then, I've seen him maybe seven times or so. So, these are people that are kind of like strangers in a way, but they're not. Like, I don't want to go into this. This isn't about my adoption stuff. And I know there's a lot, I just say it because I know there's a lot of adoptees in the community, and I'm sure some of you guys can relate. Or some of you guys who are adoptive parents can relate to, those issues of boundaries with the biological family and whatnot. And to each their own, right? But that's not why I came out here. In fact, part of me kind of wants to delete that whole part. But yeah, I'm walking around kind of out of breath, and I'm telling you guys, like, COVID's no joke. Like, it's no joke. My lungs, they're getting better, but they're still not. I still get out of breath way more easily than I should. And like, I don't smoke or anything like that, so there is no reason that I should be out of breath. But yeah, so let's see. So I don't know exactly what's been going on in the community. I've heard bits and pieces of stuff. I've gotten some emails about some stuff asking me where I stand on certain things. Gotten a lot of hate emails while I've been gone, which my message to that person is, now might be a good time to seek professional help. It's time, because nobody's bothering you. Nobody's bothering you. Nobody's bothering anybody you support. Certainly not me. I haven't said a damn word. I haven't even been on YouTube or really in chats, except for saying hi here and there. Yet you are continuing to send me these hateful messages. Why? What is the purpose of your sending me stuff like that when you know what I'm dealing with? And not to mention, the content of them is regarding what I'm dealing with and my birth parents. Like, and then you want to be the ones to make videos saying that I'm doing X, Y, and Z that are all these horrific things. Like, I mean, I guess maybe like for those of us who live in the logical world with like the sane people, we're never going to understand. Because I can't even, you guys should see my face right now. I'm like, you know, the emoji of like the person with their hands out, like doing like, what the F? Like, that's exactly what I'm doing. Like, I don't even have any words for it. But yeah, you know, get some help. And they know who they are. Everybody knows who they are. Well, they do. I've discussed it a bunch of times, and I'm not even going to mention their name because I'm not even going to give them a reason to go back on their bullshit. Not that I would care. I just don't look at it, usually. It's just squirrel. But I think that's incredibly rude. You know, I didn't say a damn thing about Natasha when her aunt died. In fact, I was one of the people who was like, you know what, guys? Like, I don't feel comfortable kicking someone when they're down like that. About something that's out of their control anyway. I don't think that losing your channels and all that bullshit is out of their control. And I have a lot to say about that. I have been keeping up with that, sort of. I don't know everything, but I do know enough to say that things aren't what they seem. And I think Natasha's counting on the fact that people are kind of distracted by some other stuff right now, that she's using it as an opportunity to kind of tighten her grip on her community, her supporters. And she's doing a good job of it. And I'm going to point out all that. Like, before I left, I was going to prove to you guys about the buying subs and the views and stuff like that. And I plan to do that. None of that's changed. That's still happening. Her analytics. Now, I mean, who knows? Once I show this, I mean, you know, I'm sure, or she'll just ignore it. But, you know, I seem to push her buttons sometimes. You know, she'll probably say that, well, Social Blade isn't accurate. Well, I beg to differ. Social Blade isn't accurate. What? Social Blade isn't accurate when it comes to a lot of stuff, but when it comes to that sort of thing, stop talking to me. Stop. Watch. The watch was talking to me. Sorry. I don't like that. I'm like, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to anybody. But yeah, so there's a method to the madness, and I just took an analytics class, so pretty sure I know what I'm talking about as best as anybody can. And we'll go into that in detail. And that brings me to my other point here is, you know, I know that there's always been a lot of different topics of drama that's been going on. And I think people know that not everybody like inserts themselves into all of it. And I've certainly been one of those people who I kind of have my topics that I want to focus on, and that's it. And that stands true for right now. I don't know enough about any situation to get involved. And even when I catch up, you know, I might make the decision not to. I am my own person. I am my own channel. I do things my own way, and I'm going to cover the content that I want to, you know, cover. If I want to do Natasha Cooper till the cows come home, I will. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not one of those people that's going to, like, you know, say that just because you stay with one topic means that you're not good at what you do. I very much disagree. Very much disagree. And if that's what I choose to do, it's what I choose to do. You know, Dorothy hasn't been around much lately, so, you know, I don't have much to say about her except for her followers who, you know, I hope that she would let know that they should, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, it's in bad taste to be harassing me when I'm dealing with that stuff, and I've been open and public about it. It's kind of, you know, if you had looked at my fundraiser, which I know that they did, the fact that you're making fun of it is a little, I don't know, it doesn't make me want to extend the same grace to you at any point. It certainly doesn't do that. Yeah, so that's what that is. And I did want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. Because of you guys, you were able to help me out with a big chunk of the expenses that I've had to pay to make this happen, and I am so grateful. Like, I'm in a much better place now. I've been struggling for several months with a lot of personal stuff and a lot of just like my own demons and my own frustration. with stuff in life. And I don't come on here. See, this is the difference between me and others, is that I don't come on here and use every single thing that happens to me as a way to sadfish. And I've been noticing some stuff that I'm going to talk about in a live coming up, because it's becoming apparent and very clear that there are some people who will fabricate or provoke things in order to get a reaction that they can then use to make people feel bad for them. Why is someone calling me? I don't know anyone in Arizona. Okay, cool. Or else it's one of you haters in Arizona calling me, or it's probably about my student loans that I don't have, or my car warranty or something. Yeah, some sort of scam. Natasha, is that you? Where you at, boo? Is that you calling? Is that what your new thing is? Your new dig? But yeah, so I have a lot to say, and some of it might be unpopular opinions, guys. It might be, and if it is, then so be it. I can only keep my mouth shut for so long about how I feel. Why shouldn't I have an opinion and have feelings? Why is it not okay for me to? I do my best to fight for what I believe in, and for the people I care about. But, that being said, I'm also not going to involve myself with everything that goes on, especially if I don't know what the details. Contrary to popular belief, I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't care for one creator or the other, and they think that I defend them simply because I'm, blindly defending and loyal or something. That's really not the case. See, what you're not seeing, right? What you don't see in that situation is that I fight for it because I believe that's what's true. It doesn't matter to me who it is. If it's true, it's true, right? Or if I can understand the logic behind it. I don't have to explain that to people. But a lot of people are like, you just blindly defend everything that's... No, I defend it because I believe it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm very logical, so when I don't think I'm wrong about... Not wrong about much. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. I know more than I say, and that's probably the best way to do it. I don't come on here with, yelling and screaming every time. It doesn't mean I don't know about things. I stow it away. I remember that. I don't remember that. I don't remember how you treated me. When people go to bat for me and they do nice things for me, I remember that too. When people check in on me and ask me how I'm doing, I remember that. Whether it be in chats or, personally or whatever. That sort of kindness being extended to me is something I'm going to remember. But I also remember negative things. But I weigh things out. I'm big into weighing risk. And as a business person, that's kind of how I have to look at it. Now, I also wanted to say that, Natasha's been up on a high horse lately, thinking that she's won some sort of battle. And don't worry, guys, I have a lot to say about that, and I don't think she's gonna like it very much, because I know about this kind of stuff, and I like to think that she hopes people don't, but that's okay. I'll be doing that live very, very soon. I just want to get the new information, because all I have is the stats that I looked up before, and I want to see the newer numbers. And I'll be the judge, Natasha, of whether you are the almighty of growing channels. I'll be the judge. Yeah, pretty sure you're not. But off of that, then you have people who think that it's, I don't know if they need to prop their ego, or if it's because they're trying to convince themselves of something. I'm not really sure, but you have people who really seem to get off on calling other creators boring, or saying they don't have what it takes, or saying all these sorts of things as to make it seem as to why they are the almighty at building a channel, and everyone else is just a failure. And a lot of the time I just let it roll off my back. I let it roll off my back, I don't say anything. I'm like, whatever, that's a them thing. But I'm gonna say something about it, because here's the deal, guys. The difference between me and you, right? Okay, the difference. It's not that I don't have a personality. It's not that I don't have what it takes. That's not it at all. You got it all wrong. No, I have as much personality as the next person. Everybody knows that. Everybody likes my content. So many people have come to me and said, you have great content. I really love your channel. I'm not insecure about that. I'm doing something right. I've made it to 1,200 plus subscribers, and I know some of them will scoff at that, but here's the difference, though, right? And maybe this is going to make myself sound cocky, maybe, but that's not my intention. What I'm trying to say is that the difference is that, hold on, I don't want to bother somebody who's seeing a grave. The difference is that I don't have the time to put into building a channel. I'm not available to come on here every single day and talk for hours. I'm not available to even come on here every single day. I have a lot going on in my real life, and I just don't have that extra time to put into this with, my other obligations in life. Now, some people do have that time because I don't know, because their schedules are a little different than mine, and that's fine. I get Natasha can sit on here and she doesn't have anything else going on, and she can sit there and be on here all day long, and she's got nothing else going on in her life. And that's okay, but that's the difference, though. That's the difference. If I was to come on every day and put the time that others put into it, I would be growing much faster. No doubt in my mind. If I was to put more content out daily, if I was to come live more, give people an opportunity to chat, that's the difference. The consistency. That's the difference. I'm just not able to offer that right now. So if I grow a little bit slower, excuse me, I don't take that as a sign of failure. Not even close. Not even close. Clearly a lot of people like what I do. So I'm just going to keep plugging at it and doing what I do. I did cut down to part-time grad school because I actually have some work this month, or September rather. I do freelance work, so I have about a month gig to do. That is for a client that I've done a lot of work for. In fact, I can thank them for giving me my big break when it comes to marketing and just doing what I enjoy. And boy, what a big break it was. A lot of people would only dream to have been able to achieve what I achieved when I was laying on my back after back surgery and couldn't do anything else. And I did. That's when I started doing social media, and I built up a huge following. I know how to do this. I just don't have the time right now. And that's the difference. Like, I've built an empire before. I've had it all taken away because I was careless, just like many other people. You get too big and you start to think that everything is done your way and that's the right way. And the sad reality is if you don't stay relevant, someone else is going to come up and take that spot. Or if you piss enough people off, you're going to have haters who are going to take any inch that you give them to run with. And that's allowed. That's part of the game. So Natasha's saying, see, no, that's part of the game, sweetheart. You play the game, you take that risk. You don't give people that opportunity. You, unfortunately, gave people many. Now, I don't personally care whether Natasha has her channels or not. Don't care. However, all she's done since she's gotten some stuff back and started to be on the up and up, quote unquote, guys, which is really bullshit, but I'll show you I'll show you why later. She's been doing everything I expected her to do, and I'm creating quite a show for you guys. Wait till you see. She's been telling some pretty outright lies that I'm going to be petty and point out, because they don't matter, but they're petty. They are petty, but just got to point out lies when I see them. And she's just back on her bullshit now. She is lying through her teeth and scamming, and oh yeah. And I know exactly where this is going to go too. And she's going to end up right where she was. She can't stop. I truly believe that she's addicted to it. And she's not going to stop. She can't just be happy for what she has and just do things the right way. I mean, she can't even just build her channel. She has to buy subs. Like, that's so sad. I'm sorry. It kind of is. It kind of is. Now, I'll give her actual supporter group. I would say she has her loyal subscribers probably are close to 1,000 of them. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. I'd say 800 to 1,000 of those people are actually diehard supporters of hers. Anything extra than that, though, and I have a perfect way that we're going to prove it, all right? Now, I'm going to need your guys' help, though. I'm going to need your help to prove my point. And if I can get 100 people to help me out with this, and it really doesn't take much for you to do. You just need to click a button, and I'll tell you exactly what to do. And we're going to prove once and for all that Natasha Cooper's buying subs and views and pretty much anything else she can purchase that makes her channel look like it's better than it is. And it's real easy, but I am going to need ideally at least 100 people to participate. But if it's less, 100 would be ideal. She wouldn't be able to argue if I had 100. Well, we'll see. 50 would do, but 100 will keep her mouth fucking shut. But, that being said, I don't want to record too much on my phone because it takes up space and blah, blah, blah. It's going to take like an hour and a half to upload this, and probably should have just waited till I got home and hopped on the computer and did a whole thing there, but I wanted to check in. Keeps my brain busy to remind me that I'm not out of breath, which I am. Oh God, guys, and I'm not in bad shape. So that's what's crazy. But the bee is back, guys. Like, bee is back. And I have a lot to say about stuff. I'm not getting involved in some things. I'm telling you that right now. I think I'm leaning towards doing my own thing. Because what I want to do is something that I haven't seen anybody else corner yet, because I have a unique standpoint on it, considering I do this for a living. I do numbers. This is what I do. And Natasha's doing some shady shit. Not only is she doing some shady shit, but she's already getting too big for her britches. Already. Didn't take long, right? So that's where this whole problem started. As most of you know, was with the potato case. She saw this growth that is once in a lifetime, I'm telling you. Once in a lifetime. And it's lucky. It takes a little bit of skill, sure. If you don't put the effort in, you're not going to get it. But it could have been anybody. Had nothing to do with her. I'll explain that in more detail later. There's a whole actually academic theory behind it. And I will explain that to you guys as well. Because let's look at some peer-edited reviews and literature, shall we? You guys gotta go back to school too, right? Make sure you have your apple for the teacher, aka me. Have that ready to go. Shine that shit up. Get your pencil sharpened. Put your thinking caps on, and let's take a little look-see, shall we? Into what's going on here. But yeah, I think basically she got too big, she got sloppy, and she asks for too much, and she's doing it again. It's not gonna end well. Like, what she needs to realize is she's just in my video that I did, the one prior to the one I did about MRB and her history with her, I did looking into Natasha Cooper's marketing strategy thing going on there. And she says she knows all about marketing, so I don't know, boo-boo. Disagree. I really want to say something incredibly mean right now, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut until I actually do a live, because it's been brought to my attention that perhaps Stop Talking Watch I don't care what my pace is. I know I've walked 4 miles. Thank you. Yes, 4 miles. Maybe that's why I'm out of breath. But yes, so yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes, a certain person's major in college was brought up to me. So if that's true, if this person does major in business, then, oh yikes, I want to be paying a little more attention, because your business advice, Natasha, I don't know, man, that ain't it. But she is doing one thing right. She is switching her content back to drama, which is exactly what she needed to do in order to keep her following, which is working, right? I mean, I've been saying that. She can't just sad fish and do that. That's not what her people want, right? And maybe, what you have to accept as a channel owner is sometimes you're not allowed to have feelings. Sometimes you're not allowed to do that, I can be dealing with a ton of stuff, but I'm not going to come on here and put that onto you guys constantly. Once in a while, fine, but not constantly. I'm going to keep some of that stuff to myself, because people come onto YouTube to be entertained, not to constantly have this person talk about how much their life sucks. People don't want that. So she's switching it up, right? And that's working. That's good. But yeah. She's getting a little too confident, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I will be doing that live. So we're going to look into all of those numbers, and like I said, I can prove it. Can't prove a lot of things, but I can prove this. I can prove this, and I did actually ask one of my professors to help me with the numbers, anyways. Just so I know that I'm doing it right? I mean, you got to have an academic professional look into it too, right? Like, I want to be sure that I'm right. I'm not coming at somebody that's, without facts, not like that. No, we're going to put this to bed. And that's cool. I just want her to admit it. I'm really tired of her trying to make other people feel like insignificant, worthless, unimportant people, when the only reason she's successful, is because of certain factors that, first of all, some of them are cheating, and some of them just have to do with circumstances. I don't have time to sit in a recliner all day and talk shit on the internet. I don't have that. I have a family and a job. Well, not really a job. Well, I do have a job. Yeah, that's fair. I do freelance work. I don't always have work coming my way, to be fair on myself. Like I do. It is come and go. It isn't a constant thing, and I do have some constant clients, but none of them have done anything. I hate saying this. I hope they're not listening. None of them have really done anything really worth spending extra on marketing for. Let's just say that. I was hoping. I mean, that was supposed to be this year, but that hasn't happened. But my biggest client, who I'm not like hired by them. I'm not on their payroll year round or anything like that. No, they hire me like when it suits them, which right now is a very good example of when it would suit them. So pretty much the entire month of September. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have to do any traveling for that. There's a good chance I will. At least some of the closer things. It's a band, right? I'll say that much. It's a band. I've said this publicly before, so I don't have a problem. I've had to sign an NDA for them in the past, but I have not been sent any to my knowledge for this, so we'll see. That would surprise me, though, if I didn't have to sign one. And I'm going to err on the side of caution, because I have not checked my email, and this does not begin for another... My part of it doesn't... Maybe 2 weeks? No. Next week? I don't know. My understanding is that it's September, and I did cut back on grad school for this term to be able to handle that, but I also want to put some more time into YouTube and see if I can prove myself right, and see if I can grow this channel a little bit more and give you guys some decent content, and maybe a little bit of a break from some of the other stuff, because you guys don't need my take on everything that goes on. You guys certainly don't need me to cover the same things that other people are covering. There's got to be a little bit of variety, right? So I'm going to cover the things I'm passionate about. And those things, one of those things happens to be exposing Natasha for exactly who she is. And I'll have a smile on my face while I do it. And I will be, yeah. So that's agenda number one. And if Dorothy wants to be back on her bullshit, then, you know, you'll be next in line, my friend. And I'm not above calling out her people either. Because a lot of them owe me an apology. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for all of their apologies. You know, we can talk. If you want to come to me and you want to apologize and use what it's going to take, right? You know, at first I said I'm not going to forgive. I don't know what I'd do, but, you know, you want to make some progress with me, you need to publicly say that you lied. Publicly say that you lied. Hell, even take that, publicly say that you misunderstood and were wrong, and then ran with it because you're batshit crazy. I'll take that too. But as for your people, I suggest apologizing for that too. I don't know what your problem is now that Dorothy and Natasha are, you know, peas in a pod. I really don't know what your issue with me is now. You would think that you would want me to go at Natasha the way I do. But, you know, I guess some people actually like Dorothy. I know. And I have some stuff. Actually, I lied to you guys. I lied. I do have things to say about Dorothy. I forgot about a particular situation that I wanted to come on and rant and rave about right before I left for Texas. And I chose not to because I couldn't emotionally deal with it. But I think I can emotionally deal with it now. So yeah, maybe we can discuss that too. Because there's another little YouTuber who has been wanting my attention for a very long time. And, you know, I'm feeling generous. I might give it to her. I'll make you relevant. I'll make you famous for a day, sweetie. I got you. You can thank me later. Oh, yes. Okay. I just realized that, like, I'm walking here and this is probably, like, oh, that's on camera. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, I'm almost 5 miles, so, yeah, I'm going to try to head home soon. And I might get on the computer. If I don't post this, if it's out of order, whatever. Sometimes the algorithm's weird, and if you post too much, it'll be like, nope. But, yeah, I will see you guys soon.